Hi guys, Matt V's Movies back for another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Ant-Man films, well the first two. Got a small collection here, so we'll be looking at the first film and the second film in this series. As of time of recording this, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania will have been released in the cinemas. And yeah, I'm hoping to go and see that one and really looking forward to it. It looks like a great third instalment in this one. Looks quite epic. I'm hoping it's going to sort of reinvigorate and sort of make a great phase 5 with the introduction of Kang. So yeah, so we're going to be looking at the first two films today on the channel. So we have two editions of Ant-Man and the Wasp, one edition of the first film, Ant-Man. So we'll start with Ant-Man, we'll have a look at this edition, and then we'll move on to the other two behind. And I'll give you a bit of trivia about each film as we sort of dive into these in a bit of a closer look. So let's start off with some trivia about this film. When Paul Rudd told his 9-year-old son he was going to be Ant-Man, his son said, "Wow, I can't wait to see how stupid that'll be." At first, the film was meant to focus on the original Ant-Man, Hank Pym. However, Pym developed several personalities, one of whom abused his girlfriend, and producers decided he was not a family-friendly person. Instead, the focus shifted to Scott Lang, with Pym as mentor and supporting character. For the 1980s flashback scenes, de-aging VFX was used on the 70-year-old Michael Douglas and the 57-year-old Martin Donovan to make them appear younger, and aging VFX was combined with the wig and makeup 33-year-old Hayley Atwell wore to make her appear older. Michael Douglas celebrated his 70th birthday on set, and as a homage to his on-screen character and to celebrate the milestone, the crew presented him with a birthday cake decorated in icing with ants crawling over a film reel. And so on to the edition. Okay, so what I've got here is a pet slip, which I picked up on eBay. It didn't come with anything else, it was just being sold, but it actually goes with the well, it would have been the Zavi Steelbook. I think this was released in European territories. But we can see down here, and I think this is some sort of Korean writing. But you'll see in a minute how the two sort of work together. We've got a nice image here of Ant-Man sort of, you know, appearing, sort of, you know, he can sort of enlarge and decrease, etc. And he's obviously come through a little bit of a hole here, which we'll get to in a minute. Here's the spine, just showing the 3D. And then on the back, we've got a nice sort of image of Ant-Man coming through, almost like breaking the fourth wall here. A little bit of bonus features in Korean, I believe. And you've got the text down the bottom. So, if we take this off, so you can see, obviously this was the steelbook that we got, and in the UK, and it was like a hard drive. So this was debossed, and obviously you got Ant-Man sort of coming through the you know, through the hard drive itself. And obviously on here we've got like a little see-through bit which matches perfectly with that piece there. Turn it over, and then again you got the sort of design on the back, and again what they've done with this is they've got a see-through piece which fits nicely, sort of, so he's kind of breaking out of the hard drive. So that's really clever. So we'll open up the steelbook. Okay, so inside here I've got a few little postcards and things which we'll get to in a minute. They weren't part of the original release. Yeah, I'll probably pick those up on eBay, I can't quite remember. So we'll look at the discs first. There's nothing really, you know, they're plain blue. Blu-ray there. 3D Blu-ray on that one. It's such a shame that they didn't put artwork on these. I know they did in sort of China and Korea and that, but anyway, inside here we've got like the inside of this hard drive, and you can see obviously all the ants, you know, causing chaos with all the electricity. So that's really clever. It's a really nice design, that, and perfect with this PET slip. So I can't quite remember where I picked these up from, but we're going to have a look anyway. So the little postcards, they look like these are official, but for the life of me I can't remember where I picked them up. There's Yellow Jacket. And then we've got some little tiny cards here. That's quite cool. Him on the shield. This would have been in Civil War. Oh, and he's on Thor's hammer there as well. One of Yellow Jacket. And one he's sitting on Iron Man. So yeah, they're quite cool. And then I've also got a little booklet here. Yeah, so we'll have a look through here. I'm wondering whether this came with the PET slip. I really can't remember, to be honest. I don't know whether this is all in Korean or whether there's some English. Sometimes they put a bit of English in as well. Oh yeah, here we go, there's some English there. So if you want to pause and read, you're more than welcome to. This is a great little film. You know, it felt quite sort of low key, shall we say. I mean, the sort of the climactic battle obviously you know, happens on a train track, in a sort of toy train track, but it's done really cleverly. And obviously at the end, you know, we're introduced to the Wasp, and obviously she features more heavily in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So if you want to pause that. So yeah, but I really like this, you know, something a little bit different that we got with this character. And quite comical as well. So yeah, really nice booklet there. And the other thing that I do have, and again, this is only a slip cover. All I've got under here is just a standard Blu-ray. But this is a wonderful lenticular. It's got such a lot of depth to it. It's probably not picking up in the camera. But he's sort of riding on the back of an ant. You've got the bullets flying in here. Absolutely fantastic. So, and this is all textured, embossed title there. And then on the back you've got a Yellow Jacket. And the text specs down the bottom. Final thing that I've got is another lenticular that I picked up on eBay. And again, this is one of these flip ones. I'm not sure whether it's going to be picking it up in the camera properly, but tilt it that way and you get sort of an image of Ant-Man, Hank Pym, and then if you tilt it that way, it's not the perfect one because you can see the both of them in there. It's probably a little bit better sort of you know, actually sort of me looking at it, but basically it's that image. Is the same lenticular image of that other slip, but obviously there's not the depth that you've got in this particular one that you've got in that other one. But yeah, again, it's just another lenticular I keep with this steelbook. And on to the second film, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now I've got two editions of this. I've got the Zavvi Steelbook 3D edition, which is actually sealed. Not actually opened that yet, so I don't think I've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp in 3D, to be honest. I must have watched it in 4K, because obviously on this side we've got the 4K Target exclusive. So we'll have a look at these in a bit of a closer look, but first we're going to do some trivia. On to some trivia then about this film. Paul Rudd really did learn close-up magic for this movie. I really did learn some of the magic. I haven't really kept it up, but then again, trying to learn to be really good at magic in a short amount of time is like trying to learn violin in a short amount of time. Lawrence Fishburne's son, Langston Fishburne, played the younger version of his character, Dr. Bill Foster. At around 32 minutes, Scott grumbles that just wearing a hat and sunglasses does not conceal your identity. This has been a running joke amongst fans, since several MCU characters have used this technique, including Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Black Widow, Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, Nick Fury and Falcon. And finally, the alien-looking organisms in the microscope realm on the way to the quantum realm are water bears, which have been found in the most extreme environments on Earth, including hot springs, glaciers, on the top of the Himalayas and deep sea trenches. They can go dormant without food or water for decades and survive incredible temperatures, pressures, radiation, toxicity, and even several days in space. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, I'm going to actually unbox this today, or unwrap it. So we'll look at this second. We'll look at the Target exclusive to start with. Okay, so again, this is a really nice edition from Target, which included the 4K, the Blu-ray and the digital code. So we'll just take that J card off. So on the back you've got all the tech specs, etc. So pause if you want to read. Okay, so we've got this really nice design of all the characters. There's the spine, really nice, and then on the back, nice image here, the two characters with the building that becomes like a sort of suitcase, which is quite clever. So we'll take the slip off, so you get a nice image of the Wasp, just a red spine, Lawrence Fishburne's character. Open it up. So we got that character, the Ghost, or I can't remember what she was called. Obviously, Ant-Man. Open it up. So we got the 4K disc there. Okay, we've got a Blu-ray. I'm wondering whether this didn't come with a Blu-ray, but it doesn't matter because I've got the Blu-ray in the 3D edition. Been some time since I looked at these, to be honest, but anyway, take this disc out. So you've got Hank Pym there and his wife, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, who comes into the story in this one. So we've got some goodies in here. Okay, looks like I've got another lenticular. Forgotten about this. So we'll get this out of the way now. Okay, so another small I think this again would have been, oh no, I'm not sure where I've got this from, but this is cool. So if we flip it that way, they've got the masks on. Flip it this way and they don't. Yeah, it's not a magnet, so I'm not, I really can't remember, to be honest. I must have got this from somewhere, but yeah, really like that. Very cool. Okay, so as with the other edition, Thor Ragnarok, with this Target, you get like this gallery book. So we get a nice image here, another nice image on the back. So we'll just go through this. Well, it's been some time since I've opened this, so it's quite stiff to open. But again, you get a little bit of reading material in here. And again, I really enjoyed this film. Nice to get sort of wasp in this one. But sort of, you kind of see the quantum realm in this, which obviously, you know, in the Infinity War, that's very much sort of key to the plot in that film. And it'll be interesting to see what they do with it in Quantumania. You know, obviously with the introduction of Kang, which I think is going to be sort of like the new threat. You know, hopefully. I think we do need that now in a new phase, to be honest. Phase 4 seemed to be all over the place. So yeah, really looking forward to the new film. But yeah, I think you know, Ant-Man has sort of become quite a sort of popular character now. You know, back in the day, probably in the comics, was considered more of a C-list character, but really come into their own with the, you know, the 2 films, and obviously appearing in the Avengers films as well. But yeah, some really nice drawings in this book. I do like these. It's a shame they've not continued doing them. I think there's only a limited amount of these. We've got some behind the scenes shots here. So a little letter from the director as well. And yeah. So yeah, really nice booklet there. So on to the last edition. So I'm going to unwrap this today because I'm quite keen to actually watch it in 3D. I don't know why I didn't watch it in 3D to start with, but yeah, quite nice to sort of revisit both of these before I go into Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So on the front here, I've put this is a lenticular, which again I think they put on another release of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Again, a different image to sort of what I've got. So it's a little bit of depth in it, a little bit of movement, so that's quite nice. So yeah. Okay, so let's get into this. Okay, so unwrapping off. So yeah, got a nice image here of the Wasp. Turn it to the back. So we've got pretty much the 3D and the 2D. Very nice. Take that out. So we've got one of them quarter slips. And here's the steelbook. So you're seeing this the same time and I'm seeing it first time. I'm sure there's plenty of unboxings, but yeah. So there's the spine. And the back. Oh, I do like that image. Yeah, that's quite cool. Oh, it's, yeah, enlarging. Really cool. Open it up. Okay, so we've got a standard Blu-ray there. The 3D disc, which, yeah, I'm going to watch that in 3D. And then we've got a nice image on the inside of the 2 characters. So, yeah, really nice steelbook, that. So, I hope you enjoyed looking at those editions of Ant-Man. As I say, you know, I really like the character of Ant-Man. He's a great character. Obviously one of the sort of C-list characters, but you know, very entertaining films. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, thanks ever so much for clicking on the thumbnail and watching the video. Really do appreciate that. Please consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you'll be informed when I upload videos like this. Welcome back to existing subscribers as well. Hope you're all doing well and keeping safe. Please give the video a thumbs up. That really does help out the channel and it tells YouTube that you like these sorts of videos, and that encourages me to create more content like this. You can find me on Instagram. I'm over there and I post pictures from time to time. So, yep, go and follow me over there on Instagram if you don't already. please leave a comment. It's great to have comments on the channel. What do you think about these films? Do you own these? What format? All this kind of thing is great to have sort of interaction on the channel down below. That's the end of the video, guys. So next time we're going to be looking at Black Panther, and we're also going to be looking at Doctor Strange. I've only got one edition of Doctor Strange and 2 editions of Black Panther, so I thought I'd combine the 2. So yeah, look out for that video next time round. Okay guys, so take care, see you in the next one. Bye now.